Hey guys, welcome back to Let Supreme Ghost Thief 2X. Mission 10 of Ill Repute is up, and this is one of my favorite missions in the campaign. It's in my top 3, actually. And I was very surprised replaying it this time that it was just as good or even better than the first time I played it. So we'll load up end of Into the Fray, which was not that great of a mission, so it's a nice change up coming up today. So let's watch the briefing.
The note in the Free Trader's vault mentioned Gorman Truart, or Norman Truart as he likes to call himself, frequenting a brothel in the city the second night of every week, carrying his diary. Apparently, it's filthy and cheap enough to ward off any rich nobles or influentials he might accidentally bump into. Even if any of these fat cats did see each other, they would pretend it never happened, at least until one was ready to blackmail the other. Unfortunately for Truart, I'm not one of those fat cats. Truart has really been cracking down on prostitution in the city, or so I've heard in my short time here. This means I should be able to find some means of exposing him and use it as leverage for information. I've got to find that book Neeson mentioned. If it's as detailed as Neeson said it would be, it should have some record of Kedar and what has become of him. I'll have to grab it before I'm noticed and then get out. The book should have some dirt on the good sheriff as well, but I think I've done enough exposing criminals for the time being. I couldn't care less about the morality of this corrupt city's leaders and politicians. I just want to find Kedar.
Okay, there we are. So, I've said this before, and I'll repeat it now. I really like how the missions have a very natural flow of the story. It's not a very complicated story. You are just trying to find Kedar, basically. And now, of course, a big twist in the last mission where we realize that he's not dead. So what has become of him? Where is he? That's the next logical step, and that takes us to where we have noticed or found out that the sheriff is located, and that's a brothel. So we are going to find a way past the tough boys at the door and enter the brothel. Have a read of the guest book to help locate Truart. That's an optional assignment, but optional objectives are also required for Supreme, so that is something we have to do if we want to play Supreme. Locate and read Truart's personal diary. Don't disturb Truart. You have enough enemies without incurring the wrath of the sheriff. So that basically means we can't get spotted by him to a second level mode, and we cannot blackjack him or, of course, not kill him. Get 1400 loot. You've heard rumors that Volari operates a small-scale gambling racket for the brothel's preferred customers. There must be some ill-gotten takings from this operation somewhere. Make them yours. Get back outside to the front of the brothel when you are done. So, right up front, like I said initially, this is a very, very good mission. I think it is almost a perfect, one-building mission. And I'll point some of those things out along the way. It's highly non-linear and gives a lot of freedom to the player, and 2 playthroughs will probably never be the same from two different players. So the order of things that I do is probably going to be a little bit different than what you have experienced. So hopefully you will enjoy this as much as I do. Now, one word about the title here, of Ill Repute. That might not be something that, if you're not an English native speaker, understand what it means, but repute is just short for reputation or something that is reputable. So since we're heading into a brothel, you could say that a brothel is of ill repute. It means that it's a place that has a bad reputation, which of course a brothel would have. So I always wondered what that meant when I played it the first time 15 years ago. So anyway, let us start here. So we don't have any more elemental catalysts. We still have the same 3 that we had. Now I don't think we've seen this before, have we? A locust hive. pulled from the bowels of the earth, these pagan bombs will spawn a swarm of deadly insects that will devour any nearby human corpse, no matter the size. So I think you actually can... Let me see. We don't have a no-kill objective here. So I think that once you knock somebody out, you can throw a locust hive on the body and it'll kill the person. I'm not really sure why that would be useful. Because can't you just pick up the body and move it somewhere? You can also throw the locust hives on living people, and that deals a little bit of damage, but it's normally not, you know, impactful enough to make a difference. So I'm not really sure. If you guys can enlighten me if there's any other uses for the locust hive besides that. There are a few spread around the mission, but it doesn't seem to me like a very useful piece of equipment. So anyway, there should not be any reason to buy anything here. Notice that you don't have any moss arrows, but there's not a lot of tile or marble in this mission, so that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, I think that's it, so let's start. Make a real save here. Have no readables to start with, right? No. The map. So this is the ground floor, if you will, but this is showing much more than just the brothel. The brothel is actually just this here, and this little section too. So all of this stuff here, and we start up in the far north. This is all outside the brothel, with the main entrance being here. This is a street. You can walk all the way around this. These are streets. You can actually go further west here too, and all the way over here, but you can't cross north-south on the west side. And this section is the backyard, the courtyard. There's an east and a west section, and then there is a set of stables in here with a couple of rooms attached to it. So it isn't much. That is, the brothel is pretty small, I would say. That's the only drawback here. Not the only, but that is a drawback. The brothel is not very big, but the outside area is quite vast, and there's actually quite a bit of stuff to do there. So that's good. This is the second floor, and there are stairs here. There's an elevator up in the northwest, and there are stairs on the east, and then there's a couple of balconies here and here, I believe. So, but yeah, the layout of the brothel is not big. It is a fairly small layout, but you know, you got to consider Old Dark here. This is 15 years old, 16. So compared to New Dark, you can't compare it to New Dark missions. New Dark, for those of you that don't know what that is an updated version of the engine made by fans, and it was released in 2012. So any missions after 2012 will be vastly bigger, just because of the capacity of the engine. So let's start. Now, if we turn around, this is further north then. You can actually see a section back here. And this section we can get to. Okay? But this is not a gate that is probable. This gate is, and it is... it's unlocked. So we're going to head over and listen to a conversation right away here.
So, you going to the Shroom Bar again tomorrow?
Nah, not in the mood for it.
Hey, but that's the whole point, isn't it? To get in the mood? Come in all gloomy after a long night at work, kick off your boots, have a few cups, and then suddenly, the world's a much nicer place.
Well, it's just that I can't relax properly these days. With that sheriff and his bloodhounds being all over the place. Why'd Truart start cracking down on the shroom bars all of a sudden?
Seems like the sheriff doesn't need any reason these days. I don't know. Maybe he wants to get rid of those shroom bars because of that whole pagan vibe. His new Mechanist friends don't approve of that sort of thing.
Well, I can see some of that pagan vibe just about now. Taffer.
Hey, keep your voice down. People have been sent to the gallows for less. But you're right. He is a taffer.
Okay. So a little bit of bantering between guards there. Now, this is the armory. This is the main entrance, by the way. So we're staring straight. We're sort of here now, staring southwest. This is an armory over here. Now, these guards are neutral. They actually don't react to us. But they do give settling remarks, which they're not supposed to do. But that is a problem if the properties for the enemies are not set properly. So I don't like settling remarks. So I'm going to try to avoid that, but it's not a bust if you get one. But these are neutral guards. And I shot a vine arrow in there. You probably saw that. So the armory has two entrances. There's one on the bottom floor and then one on this floor. The bottom floor has a pickable door, and I don't like to pick locks if I don't have to. I'm going to go in through the walkway here, and this door is unlocked. So when I head out of view here now, if this
City's a pigsty. Look at this place. Letting birds run around freely.
if they saw me, they would give a settling remark now. So I don't think they did then. I was slow. Good. Yeah. Let's close the door here. So this is the upstairs of the armory. Nobody's in here. Over here is a key that we actually need. It's an arch store key. Now, I don't know what an arch store is. I tried to look it up. And I got weird information. One was about those that sold archways for backyards. And one that could help you with the arch in your back. So like a chiropractic service. But I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a last name of somebody or just a random name that they came up with. Maybe it has no bearing on anything. But we need that. In here is actually an auger or like a drill bit. And they are quite pricey. They're worth $250. And then up here, let's see. Actually, I think it's on this side. No, here. You can see a footlocker up there. I don't need to go up there, but you can see it. It's unlocked, and it has a flash bomb. If you want that. Very fast-moving elevators. I like that. So I'm going to take the elevator now. I don't usually do that, but I'll take it since nobody's in here. And in here is a cauldron with a fire arrow in it. Nothing else in here, really. That's the door to the street level, but that is pickable, and I want to avoid that. Remember, for Supreme, you always have to reset everything. So I need to reset it to the level it was at. Now I want to make sure that I go down here without an alert too. That's why I left the vine down there, so that I can back up and sort of slide right onto it. So yeah, I really think this is a cool mission. It's well made, well built. Let's see. Sure if they would see that. Good. No alerts there. Awesome. Now, like I said, there's quite a bit of area around the building itself and outside the property too. So we're headed west now in the north. I'm just going to show you a couple of things over here. There's nothing to really pick up. Here's the Hammerite chapel area that you can't get into. I would sneak through here, but I'm not going to do that. We don't need to. Dirty Jake's Barrel of Rot.
So boring.
Department of Works. See here? You hear the settling remarks? Because they saw me, but they don't give first alert, so I'm gonna reload. This is Department of Works. Can't get in there. Some kind of a water trough here. Move a little bit further west. Not sure what this tower is supposed to be. Some kind of residential living quarters, maybe. And over here is a sleeping guard. Now, by him is the watchman's key. And I don't think that counts as a pickpocket because he's sleeping. But the watchman's key you can take. Here is a back entrance to the brothel. There's an open window you can take in. Overall, I think there's like 7 or 8 different entrances to the brothel. So I'll try to point them all out. So here's an open window. You can rope arrow up this little overhang, this patio cover. Get in there. So that'll take you to the second floor. Here is another door you can go in through, but that's pickable. So I want to avoid that. Now,
What were they?
he saw me. Now, in there, behind that door, is a conversation that we'll listen to a little bit later. But as soon as you go through this door, that conversation will start. And I do believe that the man involved in that conversation is Curator Limes from Mission 2, The Trials That Shape Us. He isn't referred to as that, but then again, it's a brothel. People use fake names. At least he has the same build and the same voice actor. And he will come out here, and you can follow him, and I will show you where he will take you. So I don't think there's anything else to pick up over there. No. So I do not want to pick the lock on that side door. So Limes, I'll call him Limes, I think that's him. He will come over here and he will open and unlock this door. And this is locked, it's not pickable, at least I don't think so. No. It does unlock to the watchman's key. But if you don't want to take that watchman's key, because I don't think you can return it, I think it disappears when you use it, you can follow Limes and you can block the door from closing. So that's what I did when I played it 15 years ago. In New Dark, you can just mantle over it. And that seems logical to me. I always thought it was annoying that you couldn't mantle over this. Come on. A thief can't climb over this? Are you serious? But that's just limitation in the engine there. So we're going to mantle over it now and then go to this area. And now we're actually north of the map. So this is a whole section that you have to get that key or follow Limes in Old Dark. But New Dark, easy. Okay. So here's a building. Let's see. So here is a spider. I don't think there's anything in this footlocker, but up on that rafter there, can you see that? Are 2 spider eggs that you can take. Spider eggs that you can throw, and that releases a fully grown spider. So this is my ghost challenge for you guys in this mission. I think this is number 48. And my ghost challenge is to get up here without triggering a first alert, get the spider eggs, and go back down without triggering a first alert. Actually, without busting Supreme at all. So not just the first alert, but keeping it Supreme intact, getting those 2 spider eggs, and getting back down. So show me how you do that. That is possible. See, so here is a section of town, like I said, that we can't get to otherwise. Here's a broken window. You can't, I thought you could actually get in here the first time I played it, but there's just a wall. The back frame of the window just has a wall. Little alleyway where you can't get in, but there's a surprisingly much amount of detail here, despite it not being an important section of town. So there's another guard down there. You can barely see her in that overhang. I think that's part of the city watch. And she can give settling remarks too, so you got to be careful moving around her. This is a closed off section here. Here's Hamrite's head. Over here, it's an old skeleton hanging there. Move over here, and now we're actually right behind where we started the mission. And you can, in New Dark, you can mantle over this as well, so that's possible. Let's see. Nothing here. So not much really to do or pick up. Head down to this corner. On this cart there are 2 locust hives. If you like to pick up everything. Now we can actually access the sewers from here. And that we are going to need to pick this to do. Guard down here. I think he turns around pretty much right now. Okay. In here, 2 water arrows in this little window.
Bit that shadow.
Oh. So here's a sewer canal. And best way I've found to get over here is this way. You can push that barrel over too and mantle the barrel and then jump over, but then you have to push it back for Supreme. In Old Dark, I think the only way to get across was an ice arrow. But I don't want to use any equipment if I don't have to. Here's another door. And that door, when you open it, is a secret. I'm not sure why a door is a secret, but I guess this whole area is a secret. There. Be careful with doors that have holes or windows in them, because enemies can usually see straight through the entire door, not just the hole. Okay, in this footlocker, there's a mine. And then here is another locust hive. Here's a piece of loot, that's why we're here. Worth 50. And here's a moss arrow and a fire arrow. Okay. Now if we come up here, we actually come out right by the main entrance again. So I'm going to do this right now to show you that you can get out of here without getting any settling remarks from them. Have to close the door. It's actually quite difficult to do. You know what? Let me give you a real save first. Difficult to close this door. Okay. Mantle up here. Why can't I move here? I'm trying.
So, I don't know why everybody hates Brad so much. Huh. Must not have been it.
Yeah, see there he gives the settling remark. That he might have seen.
So, I don't know why everybody hates Brad so much.
It's a pigsty. Look at this place. Letting birds run around freely.
He's lying to me.
There. So the fact that they don't give settling remarks indicates that they haven't seen me, not even as neutrals. And if they give indications that they have seen me and I can avoid it, I would like to do that. There. So a little mini challenge for myself there. So now we're back to the front of this gate. So we have 300 in loot, and that's what we're supposed to have right now. Go around this way. Now we're sort of going south in this area. It's the front door here. And here is the entrance to Tough Boy brand armor. That's the pickable door then. Very red lights. Perhaps we're in the red light district because over here there's Madam Sexual Entertainment. Okay, that's supposed to say Madam Trixie, I believe. Mature male entertainment or something like that. Something has been cut off there because I remember it said Trixie is her name. So if you do that, see Trixie's up here. And in Old Ark, I had to stack 3 crates here and use a vine arrow into the top of the frame.
So boring.
And then you can
Nothing
go up
ever
there and actually
happens.
push her out of the way. And
Did I hear something?
see, I thought you could. There we go. I wish you'd be able to. Just wanted to. Oh, apparently we can't. Let me see. Looks like it's hanging a
Is
little.
that supposed to be here?
Okay, I'm not sure why I can't get up there, but you can. You can push her back so that you can actually enter the room, and there's actually a broken bow upgrade up there. It's just a junk item, so you can't bring it with you, but little Easter egg. But it doesn't count as a secret. Nothing in here, but here are two doors. So this is the arch store. Maybe it's because it's in an archway that it's called an arch store. Not sure. The key disappears, which means that we cannot relock the door and we cannot drop the key. In here is a chest with an artifact worth 50, total 350. Just next door is another door in an archway. Some kind of a boiler room. I'm not sure if this is a winery. But up here on a rafter is a gas arrow. You can either mantle up these barrels or you can use a vine arrow up on the grate. Nothing in here except for some rats. Here, this is a side door to the brothel, but it can only be unlocked from the inside. Or the key is found on the inside. So we're now headed south. And here you can't get in, but an interesting alley nonetheless. Okay, so now we are seeing one of the side entrances to the courtyard. So this is the entrance right here, so we've now moved down this direction. Yeah, that is correct. Alright, we're not going to head in there now. We're going to head down a little bit further. Cod Almighty. Kind of a fish market. I assume can't get in there. Or fishmongers. So now we're on the far southern side. Here's another entrance into the courtyard. I have no idea why would you have this gap here between a pillar and the wall? Why do you have an area fenced in if you just have an opening? But here is an open window. Mantle up here. And you might actually hear a woman and a man. That's actually Truart and Valari. And here in the open window you can find a piece of loot. Another one of those augers, also worth 250, I believe. No, 100. Total 450. There. Good. Head further west. So now we're in the area. See, we should have, I guess this area of the map doesn't light up when you're in it, because we should have gone far west, so we're actually over here now. So on the west side, looks kind of run down. So one establishment, and that is Pat's Magics, and in his bucket is a moss arrow. And we are actually going to enter the premises by mantling over the wall here. Right there. Let's save there. Hope this isn't too dark for you guys. Increase it a little bit. The Necrage textures are darker. By nature, but I hope it's okay. Let me know about the darkness in this one. So here we have two more entrances. You can see there's a window open at the top there, and then there is another door on the bottom floor. That door is not pickable, I believe. But there's a patroller right outside, so maybe not the preferred method of entry. Here are the stables. And here's a barrack. And in his droppings is a key. Not just any key, it's a smelly key. With that we are going to need. So there's a readable or two that will point to that. But that we're going to need. Let's see, and we need to sneak. A couple of patrollers that come in here, I think. Now, what I've noticed so far is that the skins for the enemies changes a little bit based on the original. The original guards here are supposed to carry huge axes. Like double-edged axes. They don't, they carry swords now, so that's a little bit unfortunate that you don't get to see those. Here's a water arrow on the clothesline. We're going to sneak by and hopefully not get caught by the barrack. So I'm now in the stables area and I'm moving to these two doors here. Oh shoot, there's something I forgot to show you guys that I'm going to show you right now. Let's see. Yeah, let's use this one. It's a cue from Zaya.
Maybe I should try the back door.
So that's one. And then over here, there is a little periscope actually, or a peephole, where you can look into a different room. There are several of those around the mission, and they're kind of cool, I think. So notice this right here. And we can head in here, and that actually takes us to that very room. Right here. So in this room I don't think there's anything to pick up. Nope. The only thing of interest in here are 3 coin stacks and an apple. And then here are 4 more periscopes. We can take a look at where those are showing. This is showing the bar from the west side. This shows a hallway on the south side of the second floor. And this is one that shows the west courtyard where we entered. And this is the one that we saw the other side of just recently, the front door. Here's a readable. The Watchful Guard. All new patented lens and light system. Fitted by Malloy and Sons of Shalebridge. Notes: please remember to clean lenses regularly. Do not attempt to insert swords or other sharp objects into pipes, as this may affect their properties of reflection. The shining of bright lights into the lens may stun or blind the watcher. Drop that back. Let's see, I'm gonna head back out here.
So boring.
So those coins were worth 20 each, so 50. Head in here. Let's see. I'm gonna head over here and just read a note that's on the ground here. But we won't head in this way. Oh, on a stool it is. Nobby. Heh. Who's Morgan think he is now, strolling up in here all high and mighty? Weren't 2 months ago he was pissing around in here with the rest of us and chasing old Lucy's skirt. Mr. Man of the City watched my tonker. 'Cause he's guarding the sheriff gives him no call to stick his nose up at me. I put some of Mammy's molded ginger spice in his coffees earlier tonight. Could be some time on the privy will help him reconsider his humble beginnings. Ty. Cool. I like little banter between guards like that. It's just extra flavor. Okay. So we are actually going to drop in through the well here. He didn't hear that. So down here, catch your breath here, nothing but a floating chair, and then we can move on. There's a skull here. But we can enter the basement this way. I think I've shown you 5 or 6 ways in. The front entrance, if you count that, and then the window and the door on the back side. And then in the courtyard here, you saw another window and door, and then the well. And there were 2 more entrances, so I guess total of 8. Notice that we have not checked off finding a way into the brothel yet, so this doesn't count, even though it's technically inside. This guard does face west, I believe, too. This is a door that we have to pick to the gambling den. And there we need to go in. There. So that we have to pick open. Let's see. Yeah. So in here, gold goblet, worth 25, and a green vase, worth 50. And there's a readable too. Davy, where the hell has the casino safe key got to? We really need to bank the current takings before those damned holier-than-thou mechanists raid the place again. I can't afford to lose more money. Converting this dump to run on electric is already costing me more than I want to mention. Find it. Madam V or Valari. So that's one readable. I think there's another one too that indicates where that smelly key is. So this is the safe, and it cannot be picked then. It has to be opened with this. The key disappears. We cannot relock the safe. And we got a purse worth 250, total 835. That checks off the takings from the gambling den operation. Let's see. Head over here. Here's a footlocker, and I think there's a flash bomb in that.
And we went walking gaily.
Is anyone there?
See if I can be a little bit quicker here. There we go. Good. We want to hide in here. That guy goes back down. Good. So now we checked off getting into the brothel. So you have to get into the first or the second floor. Now in this room here, we are now in this room. North of the stairs. In here, there's the secret. And that actually opens a panel in a quite different location. And it has loot, so we have to go there. We also will have to then close that secret later on. Head over here. Another crumpled note. Ear, Glionwick. I got to tell you this before I go off shift tonight. Hanrat got the boot. He was caught messing with one of the pretties. Right stink it caused, I can tell you. Before he left, he smashed one of the madam's favorite vases. Relieved himself off the balcony onto grouchy old Lord Hillbland's head and fed the gambling room safe key to Binky. What a night, Braddock. So Binky is the Burrick, and that's the second note that tells you about that. Okay.
A gold chain, you say? Have you looked everywhere? Might it not have fallen off during your, appointment with Sally?
It most certainly did not. That chain is a family heirloom, and I would never be so careless with it. I'm sure it must have been stolen by Sally.
But, Mr. Harper, I can assure you that none of my girls would dream of stealing from a guest so charming and well-liked as you. They talk about you, you know. Sally speaks so well of you that the other girls are practically begging me to let them take care of your needs. That only happens with a very few and select group of customers.
Well, it must be a misunderstanding, then. Would you tell Sally that I'm sorry? I'm afraid that for a moment I lost my temper a bit there.
That little bitch! That's the third time this week. It cannot go on like this. I must talk to her.
Interesting. So that's the guy was called Mr. Harper, but it sounds to me like it was Curator Limes. And he unlocks this door, and I fobbed it open because we're going to actually leave through that door later on, and nobody notices that being open. I don't think anybody actually patrols through this room. So we are now in this room right here. We took a little furnace chute into the coal room on the left, or from the coal room. And you notice maybe also that that maid had a key, and we're going to have to pick up her key a little bit later. But we don't need that just yet. Let's read this. Please do not touch. H. Mayrock and Sons, Engineers, Dayport. So if you touch this one, the whole generator will explode. Let me show you that. So, don't do that. Because it alerts pretty much everybody in the whole building. Okay. Now, in this coal room, up on the top shelf there, I believe, or the top plateau, I think there is another locust hive. Pretty sure. Yeah. So the area to the south here, over to that staircase and to the left there, is actually very exposed and very lit. We're not going to go over there. There's a guard coming here, and he has extremely good hearing. At least in my playthrough. Almost impossible to fool him. Here's the statue. Worth 15, total 850. 3 heroes on boxes, and there's a secret room back here. It doesn't count as a secret, and there's nothing to pick up or read. So I'm going to let you guys explore that room on your own. There's something to see, alright. to do.
Ah, ah, ah.
Nothing ever happened.
Let's head over here. Room with the sleeping girl. With the tiara. Worth 35. And then quite hidden on the windowsill are 3 coins worth 5 each. Total 900. In here, 2 more coin stacks, 20 each, and a purse worth 25 in a chest here. I'm not sure if we should wait.
Hey, what?
Yeah, we should wait for that guard to come back, I think. So we've now moved a little bit along the northern area, northwest on the first floor. We're going to make a little loop around here. See, he hears that too. Normal guards don't hear doors closing that far away.
Oh, that's kind
Okay, that's insane. I didn't know that you could like crank up just hearing. Maybe I knew that, but I don't think I've noticed it before. There.
Hey, I think I just saw.
Okay, we have to wait for that archer to pass us then.
Why is it here? Nothing ever happened. Well.
You know, I heard something.
Look at the time. 10 past the hour. Where are they with my food?
strange, no?
So either of them will hear it. Just leave the door open then and close it later.
Down to port to see my fair lady.
What is that?
Heavily guarded area this, and we have to get in here because the guest book is by the front door, which is right here. If we sneak out slowly, we should be able to do this. There. Safe in here. So over here you have a pair of glasses. It's worth 50, and then the guest book itself. Guests and hostess. Lord Kara paid in cash. So Kara is the girl they're with, and that's the customer. Master Eldrin, Sally, paid in cash, lost a gold bracelet. So that isn't Mr. Harper, so that's another person that Sally has taken some valuables from. Mr. Roth, Laurel and Bridget, paid in goods, a fine thick carpet from the south. Mr. Rubach, Stella, spent the night, paid double, no problems. Scheduled customers, standing arrangements and accommodations. Mr. Truart, Valari, will require upper rear VIP suite as per as usual. The Colgan brothers, Kara and Sally, paid in gold this time, no complaints about missing valuables. Mr. Clinton, Stella, paid in cash, plus a box of fine cigars. Mr. Morehouse, Philippa, will have to be gentler with her. Mr. Astrerel, Kara, I suspect he paid her even more than he usually does, but she wouldn't admit to it. Mr. Walker, Laurel, came in drunk, had Minko throw him out. Front door guards have been notified to refuse him entrance if he shows up like that again. Okay. And here is a water arrow, and I think this has a healing oil. So I want to go in there and I want to close the other door. It's also a conversation we're going to listen to here.
Hey, you want some of this?
What is that?
Sausage.
Yeah, I can see that. Smells. Oh, no.
Okay. Close this door.
Hey, you want some of this?
What is that?
Sausage.
Yeah, I can see that.
Actually, we're not going to close that door, because that conversation will end up in another patroller having the same route as the guy that has the incredible hearing.
Hey, you want some of this?
What is that?
Sausage.
Yeah, I can see that. Smells different though.
Oh, that's because it's Burrick.
Burn.
Ah, didn't think he would see us there. That guard with that hearing is making a big problem for me.
Hey, you want some of this?
What is that?
Sausage.
Yeah, I can see that. Smells different though.
Oh, that's because it's Burrick.
Burrick?
You ought to give it a try. It's got garlic in it, too. Keeps the vampires away.
Nah, that stuff is terrible. Plus, it'll give me gas.
Yeah, well, it'll do that. Sure you don't want some?
Okay, so we took earrings here. Worth 75, total 1090. This is the kitchen. Staff, please clean up after your kind selves. Your mammies are not here now, and if they were, they've been working on their backs. Davy, head guard, and Chief Dog's body. In here is a loaf and 3 deer legs. That's it. I just wanted to get that readable.
I don't know why everybody eats bread so much.
Now we have to head
I like
south.
bread on it. Maybe a little crunchy, but tastes fine to me.
What's that?
Oh man. Okay. Well, let's hope that that other guard doesn't come back. Good. Here we are safe. Okay. We don't need her. We need the big lady.
Look at the time. 10 past the hour. Where are they with my food?
Here she comes, I believe. Good. We got her office key. That's what I needed. Under here is a goblet. With 15 total, 1105. So this area here is the one of the more. There are 2 general areas that are difficult. It's this hallway or the main foyer and into here. go over here and grab this. Nobody was here right now, so I wanted to do that. So that's a purse. Worth 100. Men, no scruffwear or muddy boots allowed into main hall. Madam wants the place looking high class. No touching of any working girls either, or by my blade you'll lose something more precious than a week's pay. Corporal Murphy. Oh, oh, oh. These doors are dangerous, like I said. You can be seen straight through them. So yeah, the purse was worth 100 from the bar. So this is actually what opened up from the secret in the room with the boiler. Water arrow, mouse arrow, and a bag of goods worth 40, total 1245. So we have to... Don't think anybody comes in here, so... We have to close that secret up later on. That lady has a patrol route that goes all over both floors. Let's make a real save. We haven't done that in forever. So we have made our way. We were in the dining hall kitchen area. We made our way around the bar and got some loot. And the secret out here. We have not covered the couple of rooms here, but going in through this door behind the bar is extremely risky. There are a couple of patrollers that use that area. It's brightly lit, and getting up to the bar and behind the bar is also very exposed. You can get spotted from a patroller up above too, and the patrolling archer. So it's much better to access that from a different location later on. So we are now in the east section. On the first floor. Okay. Exactly. Let's grab a bottle of wine here. This is the office, so that will unlock with the office key. We have to go in there for two reasons. That girl out here is not alerting to us. One is this, the hall key, which we will need to access one of the halls we saw in the periscope. And we need to get in here because we need to pick the lock on this to get some loot. So purse worth 100, total 13.95. Patrons are requested not to go beyond this point unaccompanied. The stairs up to the second floor. We're going to take that in a little bit. But we have yet to cover a little bit of the section in the east. So over here there is a goblet. 1410. That checks off our loot objective too. And over here, Peoples, please kindly don't be taking the spare key from the house. The side doorway is only to be unbarred in case of a burg infestation, fires, or the removal of mad cases. Head of house staff. So this is the side door key, where you can go out through this door. I showed that to you from the outside earlier. It's just an empty restroom, and a disgustingly empty restroom. Head upstairs real quick. Not real quick, but up here is an urn worth 20. There can be patrollers here. We're going to head around this way. These are double doors that lead out to a balcony from the east courtyard. So right here. So that's another way in, the 7th. Here's a purse. That is worth 100 total, 1530. Back in the hallway. A water arrow in this bucket. Perfect timing. Gonna head through here. And I'm gonna pick the lock. No, I'm gonna use the hall key. This is where you need to use the hall key.
Hey, thought I...
Okay, we'll wait a little bit. Good, nobody heard that. Now, as you walk through this door, there's a woman that comes out of the far double doors there. I spent a long time trying to figure out how to trigger her without using the hall key so that I could block the door when she came out, because she unlocks it again, or opens it. It stays unlocked because the key disappears. But apparently she doesn't trigger once we actually come in here, so there is no way to come in here and make sure that door opens for us. So we are now in the sort of VIP section in the south, on the 2nd floor. You have to get the hall key to get in here. At least that I've found. I haven't found any other way. This is an office. Then we're going to pick the lock too. Actually.
Oh, God, I gotta get some new boots. These boots are killing me.
We don't need to. I just wanted to make sure that I had saved. We don't need to pick this lock, so we're not going to do that. There's no loot in here, no objectives in here. And this is a concealment potion. Very, very valuable. Truart tonight. Remember to have the girls tidy the place. We really have to make a good impression this time. He seemed pleased when he left last week. I prefer him to stay that way. Talk to Sally about her newest customer. He's complained twice now about missing valuables. She'll have to go if this continues. From what Truart has told me, one of his associates could be able to take her off my hands. But I'd rather not have it come to that. She's a good girl, and she makes the customers come back for more. Stella behaved oddly last night when Truart was here. She kept sending me strange looks. It was as if she wanted to tell me something, but when I pressed her afterwards, she wouldn't admit to it. Does she know? That would be unfortunate. I hope for her own sake that she can keep her pretty nose out of this. Last night, Sally told me one of her customers, the young Rothschild, had revealed to her that our good sheriff is planning on hanging the 2 Hemrites who were found guilty of trying to bribe a watch officer. How we came by this information, I don't know, but I suppose money gets you far. Mr. Rothschild is clearly concerned about our discretion. If only he knew how the sheriff spends his nights. I don't like this. What if Truart decides he doesn't need my services anymore? What will happen to me then? I don't think it's unlikely that he may have to set an example in order to impress some of his political associates. If only I hadn't gotten into this mess. Maybe I should move first. Try to blackmail him? No, that would be too dangerous. I cannot risk that. I'll have to trust him when he says that he needs me, and that he'd never dream of hurting me. It would be so much easier if I didn't know all this. Stella knows, I'm sure. I'll have to talk to her. Where do they find those tough boys? Yesterday, the new one, Braddock, welcomed Lord Karen by addressing him by his name. Good evening, Lord Karen. I hope you have a good time. For that Kara sure is hot, ain't she? Wish it was me. Needless to say, Lord Karen was not amused. When I returned from the ladies' room last night, I found Truart searching my room. I'm sure he was looking for my journal. Maybe I should create a fake one and let him find it, just to make him feel safe. This is not good. Maybe I should risk taking a look at that journal he keeps with him, just to see if he's become suspicious, or I could have Stella do it. So I assume this is Madame Valari's office? I assume. Okay. Head in here. This is Kara's bedroom, I believe. Stack of gold and silver coin stacks, total 1567.
Look at me like I'm funny. I'm not funny.
This is Sally's room right here. So here, there's no valuables to see at first, but obviously she stole a couple of things, so we can look for a secret, and it's right back here. So that is the third, isn't it? Have we found 3 secrets? Yes, we have. That's the third secret. 3 coin stacks, or coin pairs, 1 coin stack, and an emerald. $17.39. Then there's Sally, little papyrus. The fat merchant, Eldrin. Is that Eldrin Harper? Is that why what he goes by? Maybe. Forgot a nice gold bracelet tonight. What a shame. Not sure if that's him or not, because he was called Harper. Yeah, anyway. Sally, me girl, you're on the up and up. I tried the trick I learned from the downwinder the other night in the pits. Pickpocketing isn't so hard after all. And what difference will 50 gold pieces make? Richard won't even notice. I hid the money with the rest of the stash near the wardrobe. It's safe there. Okay, you can't put the papyrus back underneath, so I'm gonna not take it. Head up here. This is a bathroom, and the guard from the front goes back and forth there. And this is the best way of getting into the special VIP suit. It's an attic with absolutely nothing, but there is a window. Where you can get up on the roof. Here, you can go into the VIP suit directly. Now, I tried for the longest time to figure out a way to get up on the roof, but I couldn't. Maybe there is a way, I'm not sure. Here, you can see there's a door. You can actually jump. Oops. I was able to jump from the balcony and over to that corner, mantle up. I could open the door, but there was disappointingly nothing behind it. It was just an empty room, like a tiny little room. I thought you could go down to this building, and that was a hidden area, but it wasn't. I tried to jump over this gap, but I couldn't. I wasn't able to do that, because then you maybe could get up on this ceiling, and then loop over or leap over and mantle over here, but I haven't been able to. But if you can do that, then you can technically get in here without using the hall key. Without unlocking those double doors. That would be beneficial if you could do that. Then you have to take a different route because... Let's see.
Hey, what?
Did he see me? That they heard. So the Valari, who's in the bathtub down there...
I definitely heard.
Oh.
Now I'm sure I.
They didn't hear me the first time, did they? See, if you walk on this side, I don't think he'll see you. Here's a gold candlestick, by the way, on the other side here. Worth 50, total 1764. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you. There is a gas arrow on the roof in a depression. I think you have to go to this side. But you have to be very, very loud going over the roof tiles. You can do it, though, without getting hurt by these two, but it's difficult. So there is one.
Ah, yes.
Aha.
I'll have to
Truart's
remember
diary.
next time.
Here we go. Dealings with free traders this month. Received 4 adult males, 3 adult females, 2 children. Credit 1,800 gold. Received 1 adult males, 6 adult females, 4 children. Credit 1,650 gold. Received 7 adult males, 1 adult female, 3 children. Credit 2,250 gold. The Sunnyport Free Traders gave me a test subject today, some local merchant named Kedar, who was cutting in on their profits. They'd been holding him for a while and heard I was looking for vagrants and street scum. He's malnourished and half dead, but that won't matter once Karas performs his miraculous transformation. Now what? Karas has returned this merchant to me in the form of one of those ghastly servants. I told him to keep them away from me, but he insisted I keep one at my home for a short period. I don't like this at all. I've had all I can stand. It's bad enough that I'm on pins and needles trying to keep my reputation clean. Now I have this blasted servant following me around. It keeps moaning something that sounds like sire. I must admit it's amusing, but it unnerves me at the same time. I've made up my mind. Tomorrow I shall pack it off to the Grand Hotel. That's one less employee we'll have to pay, and the manager, Mr. Finkel, can deal with this incessant moaning. It's been quite a while since I've written here. How pleasant life has been since I began working with Brother Karas and his mechanists. The streets are free of filthy beggars for the first time anyone can remember, and everyone lauds me as the savior of the city. Only it has kept me so busy, I have been unable to record my thoughts. I must begin to make this a priority. By the time I become Baron, these pages will be needed for the publishing of my memoirs. I went to the bear pits with Lurin yesterday, undercover of course. The place really isn't what it used to be. Won 520 gold pieces on Corwin's Rager. Not much rage about it, though, but seeing the condition of the other beasts, it couldn't lose. My men caught an adulterer near Shoalsgate this morning. There was an angry mob looking for him, and my men handled the situation by handing the man over to his pursuers. I think we've seen the last of him. Exemplary work by young Staley. Remember to question Valari about that girl, Stella. I suspect she may be on to me. If she is, I think Karas just might receive another specimen to transform. She's pretty, though. If it turns out she doesn't know the whole truth, maybe Finkel can use a new maid at the Grand. As my mom used to say, I have a heart of gold. Remember, hanging at noon in Cobbler Square. Party afterwards at Lord Caldron's. Should be fun. Maybe I should invite Valari. It would be good for her to get out a bit. As long as she is not seen with me, it should be fine. So, we know now that Kedar has been sent to the Grand Hotel as a servant.
Where did that girl go?
Oh, wrong button.
She knows that I can't be here all night.
Take that bottle of wine. And then there's a purse there as well. It's really all there is to pick up in here. And there's Valari. There's no valuables over there. So this is Truart. Good. So the purse was worth 100, the bottle 50, and the candlestick upstairs was, or up top was 25, total 1914. So we can actually leave. Not that way.
Ah, yes. Jenny. I'll have to remember her.
Let's see.
That wench Valari better not be cheating me out of my money again. Show her who's boss. I could have this place torn apart on a whim A lot of them.
Not sure what's going on here.
I definitely.
Should be able to. There we go. Now you can walk across here.
I'm so hungry. I can eat bricks.
Another way to look into. There.
Hey.
Okay, this isn't too bad timing actually. So we can follow him and make a real save here.
Oh, God, I gotta some new boots. These boots are...
There. So we essentially have the northeastern area of this floor and the western area, and then a little bit we got to close up our secret. Remember that down below. Oh, so I called it a VIP suite because one of the suite because one of the readables did. It's called the executive suite. Okay, why is she here? She's stuck?
Nothing ever
Wash the dishes. Sweep the floor.
Well, we'll listen to a conversation here. We can come from this side. Doesn't matter if she's there. Kind of funny.
Next week, then.
Did I see
I'll
something?
bring some extra jewelry.
Oh. That's the lady.
What was that?
That's the lady that came out of the executive suite.
quiet around here.
Clean around
Nothing ever happens.
piece of garbage.
Well,
Okay, I've had it.
there's always so much
Next
work
person
to
to
do.
ask for. Hey, see you next week.
Oh, he saw me right before he started on the conversation. That was unexpected that woman, because that woman definitely did not come out and station herself there last time I played.
It's so boring.
One more thing to
Nothing
do.
ever happens.
Bedtime for me. Hey, did you see something?
Goodness gracious, what is this? Didn't expect this to be a problem, really. The rest of this floor is pretty standard, pretty easy.
Always so quiet around here. Nothing ever happens. Well,
See you next week, then. I'll bring some extra jewelry. We've just received a shipment from the south. So pretty. Like you.
You're
Alright.
See you next week, then. I'll bring some extra jewelry. We've just received a shipment from the south. So pretty. Like you.
work,
How about
work,
one
work.
last kiss?
Do that all day.
That'll have to wait till next week. See you then, darling.
Look at the time. 10 past the hour. Where are they with my food?
Did I
What
really
did I
see
just
that?
say?
Gosh, everybody on the planet is coming through this room right now. Okay,
Wish I could do something else.
really know what to do here because I'm not safe.
Pretty sure I...
Yeah, you are pretty sure you saw something.
Either end here. Nothing ever happened. Well,
Not safe here, so I don't know what I'm doing, but... Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Next person to ask for... See you next week, then. I'll bring some extra jewelry. We just received a shipment from the south. So pretty. Like you. How about one last kiss?
there's always so much work.
That'll have to wait till next week.
Something else.
See you then, darling.
Do-do-do, and the princess, and something, something. Wait a minute, you don't work here. Help!
Do my eyes dis-
Ah!
Okay.
Next person to ask for a foot washing loses a toe. See you next week, then. I'll bring some extra jewelry. We've just received a shipment from the south. So pretty. Like you. How about one last kiss?
That'll...
And now she comes up there. You gotta be kidding me here.
Okay, I got it. Next person to ask for a foot
Oh,
washing
yeah.
loses a toe. Can't take this anymore.
Pretty sure...
Nothing ever happened.
Hey, thought I saw something.
And now he sees me. Where can I hide here?
Next person to ask for a foot washing loses a toe. See you next week, then. I'll bring some extra jewelry. We've just received a shipment from the south. So pretty. Like you. How about one last kiss?
That'll have to wait till next week. Nothing else. See you then, darling.
Do-do-do, and the princess, and something, something.
I am so bored. What shall I do tonight?
There. Gosh. There is a woman in here, but if you use the door to block her view, as you pick it open, you have to pick this lock. You can do that. The actual you can see the strip of light here in the middle. That triggers a first alert unless you use the door to block yourself. And when you do that, you can lean in
It's so boring.
and grab the
Nothing
urn
ever
here.
happens.
I didn't figure this out when I played it 15 years ago, so I actually didn't end up taking this piece of loot for Supreme. This is worth 20, total 1934. So yeah, good. Wow, that was tight. It was just so unfortunate with that stuck lady, because usually I come from the north here. Okay, let's go into the next bedroom then. And there's the lady that was involved in the conversation. She's facing away. So that's not an issue. If you go on the bed here, you can drop sort of halfway down, lean around, and grab the loot, the earrings, in this chest right here. It's 2034. The earrings are worth 100.
Thought I saw something.
Yeah, there's also a readable in here. Found a letter in the hallway today. Looked important, so I picked it up. It turned out to be from that mysterious Mr. Truart that the madam has been so eager to impress lately. Except his name is not Truart, and he's not just a wealthy customer. I couldn't understand all the letter said. It was mostly politics. But the guy that Mr. Truart, or whatever his name is, he wrote that as he was using a clever guise, was going to send a letter to, must be one of the lords, Lord K. Now, who could that be? Probably Karis, right? This must mean that Mr. Truart is a very powerful man. I wish I knew more about politics. This is so exciting. I heard Mr. Truart tell the madam something really gross tonight. I was listening at the door, pretending to have dropped my necklace. He hangs people, or has someone do it for him. Who is he? I think I know who Mr. Truart is. I was about to ask the madam today, but I just couldn't. What if she puts me back out on the street for being so nosy? Or gets him to do something horrible to me? No, it's best if I don't tell her. Alright, so it's a little bit difficult to get back onto the bed here without her noticing. So I'll just reload. Okay. These are double doors out to the balcony above the main entrance. So this is another way in. You can rope arrow up either side here. And get in that way. I think that's the last entry I haven't shown you.
Okay, one more thing to do, and then it's
So this is some
bedtime
kind
for me.
of weird fetish room. And there's a phonograph there that just plays like nature sounds. And there's a gold nugget here on the plant. Or on this side, maybe a throwback to the sword. You can grab it without getting a first alert. But if you go too close to the wall here, you'll get spotted. So 2134. There's nothing else I believe in here. Alright, over here is the last room we haven't seen. This is some kind of a hammerite area. The Master Builder's Book of Perverted Tenets, Tenet 32. If thou hast been naughty, then thou shalt be spanked by the mistress of the builder. She will punish thee with the tools of the builder, and thou shalt not enjoyest it. And in here is a storage room. There is, I think, a single water arrow in this one. And then you can go along the side here. And I'm not sure if this glass stained window is supposed to be see-through or whatnot, but this is otherwise an empty room. Okay, let's hope we don't bump into any more patrollers. The real safe.
What a mess. Anybody clean around here?
Do that.
I saw some.
So there is one patrolling guard in the western area, but he goes downstairs some. Not sure if he'll go there now. No. He's probably on his way over here. There are the two ladies that we saw earlier that have a huge patrol route. They go downstairs through the bar. I think they have the same route.
Always so quiet around here. Nothing ever happens. What else?
The maid might be not long or far after her.
What did
Yep. So they're pretty close, which I guess is good because we'll have some time after she leaves. We can't drop back any of the keys because they disappear from our inventory when we use it. Walk through here. These are drapes, so they are completely see-through to the guards. One more here, too. Here is something, and this is the window that we saw
So, I don't know.
in the northwest. Kind of crime scene here.
Crunchy, but tastes
Didn't one of the
like meat.
readables...
Oh, that's kind.
See, he can see through there. Didn't one of the readables say that one of the guests had been a little bit too rough? Well, this is certainly a little bit too rough.
Oh, that's.
Okay. We have to wait for him to pass. There are 3 pairs of coins in here. $21.94. We can move north here. There's nobody patrolling in this area.
It seems there's something for every taste here.
Okay, so in this brazier is a fire poker. That's worth 200, total 23.94. Now, all that is down here is down to a hallway that takes you to the bottom floor. This is an empty bathroom. And here are just 2 guest rooms, completely empty.
There you are.
And this is the window out to the southwest courtyard, right here.
Take that.
Hey,
What?
back here,
Help! There's a maniac here! Dave!
It's a maniac.
Help! She's over here!
This is the stairs down to the southwest section of the first floor. So I want to stay out of that area. There's nothing to pick up, and it's pretty brightly lit, so. We're going to move over here to the far west. So here's a room that's completely empty except for a couple. It was very close. Through here, we have the elevator. There's a ladder leaning up against the wall, and that should give you maybe a hint that there's something in the ceiling. So this is our last secret. Some kind of a hidden library of sorts. Couple of readables in here. Grabbing her roughly by her shoulders, he pushed her back into the soft hay. "Stop it at once, Lord Broadsword," she giggled. "Not in your life, my pretty," he replied with a grin. "Oh, you dirty burrick." He took a step forward and with a flourish ripped off his codpiece. Okay. And then Raoul's Grubby Book Catalog, Volume 6. 11 gold pennies. Good Time City Girls. 5 gold, Secrets of Madame Trixie. 2 gold, Confessions of a Night Watchman. 5 gold, Codpiece Adventurers, Rare Adventures. 2 gold pieces, Tafarotica, Bound Edition. If anyone has any of these earlier volumes of Dayport Wenches they are willing to sell, I will pay a good coin, specifically for volumes 1 through 40. Okay, so I'm not sure what kind of a library this is. It's a library of ill repute, probably. Under here is the only reason we're up here, and that's a pair of coins, total 2414. That's all the loot from upstairs. Top of this ladder is a water arrow, also. Close this up, and then we have the elevator. Don't need to use that. We can just drop down like this. Now we're in the storeroom in the far west on the first floor. We haven't been there. The only thing of interest in here is a flash bomb. There's nothing else to pick up. There's a basketball up here. That's it. There's a guard that comes in here. Let's close up our secret. Okay. We are going to leave through here, but we have one more piece of loot and a readable. Oh, I think this is a pretty good time to go, to be honest with you. Bottle of wine here. Moss arrow here. This is the stairs up to the area that we didn't go to. And then there is one readable right here. Dear Madam Valari, regarding the matter of your new electrical lighting system, we will be round next week to continue fashioning the fixings and conduits. In the meantime, can we ask that no one be allowed near the generator area, as the powered energy within is not yet safely harnessed and may result in hurting upon you or one of your pretty girls. Yours, Lester Mayrock. So that we don't need to bring with us.
Something.
Then I thought we closed everything up, and we should have all the loot. Gotta make sure that we're not caught as we're closed at the door. Yep, we're good. Awesome. That was a perfect Supreme Ghost of ill repute. So that one urn in the bedroom upstairs on the second floor, that was the one piece of loot I skipped last time I ghosted it. So this has been an improvement then, from just a Supreme to a perfect Supreme. Total time, 57 minutes, 58 seconds. We found all the loot, 2464. We picked the one pocket, and that was the... Wasn't that a purse? No. It was the office key from the large maid. Locks picked 5. That's max. No, a minimum that you have to if you want to get the loot. No backstabs, no knockouts, no damage dealt taken or healing taken, nothing and nobody killed, no Iron Beast destroyed or disabled. We found all 4 secrets within Supreme rules. Campaign totals, time so far 7 hours, 36 minutes, 23 seconds, and loot so far 14,715. Total damage dealt nothing and received nothing. Let me know what you guys think about this mission. I really think it's a good, well designed mission. It's one that offers a lot of variety in approaches. There's a good amount of area on the outside of the brothel that you can visit. Maybe not too much to do and very empty in terms of people, but it's a nice sort of easing your way into the interior that it can be a little bit harder. There's a lot of patrols inside, but a perfect amount. Not too much and not areas that are widely open. There are a total of 7 or 8 ways you can enter the brothel from different locations, different floors, everywhere from, the well underneath the basement to the top floor. Now, if anybody can find a way to get up to the roof from the outside, please let me know, because then you can skip picking the lock to the hall in the executive area on the second floor, because then you can get in through the window, through the skylights, essentially, to the VIP suite. But 2 people will not play this mission the same way. There's so many entries, and there's even an additional exit point if you want to. And it follows nicely in the story. Lots of readables that are appropriate for the story and for the characters involved. Though it is a fan mission, and probably not, well, it's not canon in terms of Truart's activities, but they build on what Thief 2 has established, so that's great. Okay, so next time it's Kidnap and Thief 2, which I'm working on currently, and I hope to see you guys back then. Until that time, stay safe and have a good night. Bye-bye, guys.